Hey, what is up, you guys? David here, and I am back again to give you guys another CD collection update. So if you guys are ready, let's go ahead and get it started here. So first, we're going to start off with Bewitcher with Under the Witching Cross. This is released on Shadow Kingdom Records. This is their second full length. This was my introduction to Bewitcher. Never heard of them before, but Banger TV was doing a list of albums like, which guy was it? Daniel Decay. He was doing his personal list, and he included this on, I don't remember what month this came out, but he said it was one of his favorites. When he described it, sounded like something really, really cool. I decided to check it out, and I fucking loved it on first listen, and I've had many repeat listens since then. But yeah, Bewitcher, black speed metal from Portland, Oregon, and they sound a lot like Venom. But guess what? I think these guys are a lot better than Venom, mainly because, well, this is also a trio, just like Venom is, or Venom. Didn't they start out? Yeah, I think Venom started out as 3 people. I don't know if they still are, but anyway, yeah, 3 guys. And I just think overall, Bewitcher compared to Venom, just the musicianship is so much better. The songs are so much more fucking catchy and memorable. That's probably the most important thing, but just overall better riffs. Just, it's a really fun album to just jam out to, you know. Like I said, just lots of really just lots of energy, lots of aggression, and just, man, this is just such a fun album. So yeah, Bewitcher, under the Witching Cross. I want to say underneath the Witching Cross for some reason. So yeah, so I highly recommend Bewitcher if you dig stuff today like Midnight and Hell Ripper. Definitely give Bewitcher a listen. Also, if you like, Venom, but like I said, I think they're way better than Venom. Anyway, moving on. This is Vanek 2 with Dark Season. This is released on Shadow Kingdom Records as well. This came out last year. Vanik is a band that I discovered thanks to a YouTuber named Nattskog. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Forgive me, dude, if you catch this and I'm mispronouncing your channel's name. But he was talking about a bunch of albums, and I was watching one of his videos. This came up, and it sounded like something really cool and interesting. And what's really cool is, like, Hell's Headbangers, maybe like a week after I watched the video, they were doing like a $1 sale. And I decided to pick this up. So Vanik is, a lot of people compare him to Acid Witch, but I don't really think they sound anything like Acid Witch. It's mainly because, I guess the comparison is because, it's like a heavy metal band, although Vanik's more in the vein of speed metal than Acid Witch, but heavy metal that has like that Halloween horror theme to it, which of course I dig very much, but they don't really sound anything like Acid Witch. And I think that's just mainly because they don't really have that horror soundtrack synthesizer kind of sound that Slasher Dave puts into Acid Witch's music. I think there might be some little parts here and there where they kind of do like a little, some spooky kind of sounds or interludes or something, but it's not very much. Not to the point, or not to the level that Acid Witch does it. But yeah, it is still a very fun listen. Lots of just really cool riffs, really catchy songs, stuff you can sing along to. Vanik's pretty cool stuff. So if you want some Halloween horror-themed speed metal, check out Vanik. Pretty good stuff. Sorry, I'm trying to avoid this glare. You know what? Let's try something. I'm going to turn my monitor off. Yeah, it's a little bit darker, but I think we'll be all right. Moving on to Possessed with Revelations of Oblivion. So, Possessed come back and release an album this year after not doing anything for about 30 years. And I think I can speak for all of us when, I, and I assume many others, were pretty skeptical about how this was going to turn out. Because, when a band that has such a legendary status like Possessed, they, a big name in death metal, or extreme metal in general, it's just when they haven't done anything for about 30 years, you're just kind of skeptical on how on what kind of sound they're going to have after so many years. But I'm happy to say that Possessed have definitely stuck to their guns, and they are still giving us the Possessed sound that we all know and love. Obviously, a lot of people are going to pair this to Seven Churches, and that's definitely not, that's not incorrect. This definitely does sound a lot like a more cleaner, more modern produced Seven Churches, but it does still have an old school vibe for sure. And like Seven Churches, it's somewhere in between like being death and thrash metal. The thing that I was really impressed with the most on here was Jeff Becerra's vocals. Man, how he was able just to retain that vocal style. He sounds great on this. He sounds fucking fantastic, and as does the rest of the lineup. Daniel Gonzalez, which you guys may know from Gruesome. I think he's doing great with Possessed. I think he's brought a lot of new life and energy into this band. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. My biggest complaint with Revelations of Oblivion is I think they made it a little too long. It clocks in at about 50 minutes, and I just feel like they should have made it about maybe 40, maybe 45 minutes. Because the last couple of tracks do kind of it starts to overstay its welcome when you get to those last couple tracks. It starts to get a little, predictable, monotonous, a little boring, but I do still really enjoy this album. And I think, after not doing anything for 30 years, Possessed has definitely released a winner here. So, yeah. Possessed, Revelations of Oblivion. Next up, we move on to Spirit Adrift. This is Divided by Darkness, released on 20 Bucks Spin, just like their previous album, Curse of Conception, was. This is their third full length. I was a huge fan of Curse of Conception, and Divided by Darkness kind of abandons, I'm not going to say completely abandons the Doom sound, but it's way less doomy than Curse of Conception was, and favors more of like just a traditional, straightforward heavy metal style. But still kind of like a modern vibe to it, and super, super heavy riffing going on still. Once again, these guys make great, catchy, memorable songs. I love Nate's riffing and solos as well. Chase, as you guys know, Chase and Nate are both in Gatecreeper. I heard Gatecreeper is supposed to be on an album this year, which I cannot wait for. But yeah, great band. If you haven't got the chance to go see them live, definitely do so. I saw them live the last time I went and seen Paul Bearer. It was my first time seeing these guys, and yeah, they put on one hell of a show. So yeah, Spirit Adrift, Divided by Darkness, very good release from this year. Absolutely one of my favorites. And next up, we go to Fetid with Steeping Corporeal Mess, also released on 20 Bucks Spin. This is their debut full length. All right. So, you like stuff like Undergang, Tomb Mold, Hyperdontia, just any of that really fucking nasty, gross, filthy death metal stuff, you're gonna fucking love Fetid. Just go out, I would just say, if you like that stuff, go ahead and just go buy this. It's really, really fucking good. Just pummeling, thick drums, brutal fucking riffing, ugly fucking growl, gurgly kind of vocals. Maybe not to the extent that Undergang does it, but they do still have that. They do still remind me a lot of Undergang for sure. Frenelith as well. Like I said, just any of that filthy death metal shit. If you love that stuff, check out Fetid, because that's what they deliver here, and it is really, really fucking solid death metal. Next up, we go to Periphery with Periphery 4, Hail Stan. This is an album that I was very much anticipating. As you guys know, Periphery are one of my favorite bands, one of my all-time favorite progressive metal bands. I think they are just at the top when it comes to progressive metal bands today, along with Blotted Science, Protest the Hero, Between the Buried and Me, and a few others. So, Periphery put out Hail Stan, and I'm really surprised that they decided to put this as part of the Periphery series, because this really brings back the experimentation of the double album Juggernaut Alpha and Omega. It really, really does not have that sort of fun and loose vibe like Periphery 1, 2, and 3 have. This has much of a darker sound, and just, man, it's something probably a lot of these tracks, some of the heaviest shit that they've ever done. The first track, Reptile, has so many fucking great transitions. It's just an incredible, incredible song. Probably one of the best that they've ever written. You know, it's another one of these big, long, epic, technical songs, just like their song Race Car and just like Omega from Juggernaut Omega. Yeah, Reptile's fucking great. And then you just got Blood Eagle that just bludgeons you over the head with even more fucking crazy ass riffs. Church Burner, which Church Burner is like almost like if they were trying to do like a Dillinger Escape Plan song. There's just so much chaos going on in that song, and just, man, this thing is just packed full of riffs. One thing they definitely did too, and I definitely feel like it was on purpose, is they really dialed back the technicality on here. That's not to say it's not still technical, it definitely is, but in comparison to Periphery 1, 2, and 3, and even Juggernaut and the Juggernaut albums, yeah, this is their least technical album that they've done to date. But some of their heaviest shit that they've ever put out, without a doubt. I love what this band does, man. I don't think Periphery will ever put out a record that does not sound like a Periphery record, no matter how much they experiment or, try new things. I will say there is one track on here, only one, that I did not really care for, and that's Crush. And the reason why is because I'm not really a fan of like the whole industrial electronic rock kind of sound. It just kind of sounds like Periphery trying to do like a Nine Inch Nails song or something. So I didn't really care for that song. Don't hate it, but I usually do skip over it when I listen to this record. Yeah, fucking fantastic. I love this album. Periphery 4, they'll stand. And you gotta love that fucking album title too. Just fucking goofballs. They got a great sense of humor. Next up, we move to Chevalier with A Call to Arms. This is their debut release. This is an EP that was released in 2017 before, their debut came, Destiny Calls came out this year. You guys know already how much I fucking love Destiny Calls. This is great as well. There's some great stuff on here. You got about a little over 30 minutes of material, which is really, really cool for an EP. As you guys know, I usually go for EPs that have more material than about 10 or 15 minutes. If you can do about 20 or 30 minutes, I'm definitely on that shit, as long as the music's solid. And it definitely is. And compared to, it definitely still has that kind of like dark but like epic kind of sound and feel to it, especially when like the kind of the interludes with the voiceovers come in. It just really gives it a dark and haunting kind of feeling, but like I said, epic at the same time. What else was I going to say? The production in comparison to Destiny Calls, it's a little bit cleaner. You can make out things, well, you can make out everything on Destiny Calls pretty well, but this is definitely not as raw as Destiny Calls, in my opinion. But yeah, still fucking fantastic stuff. If you enjoyed that album and you haven't gone back and checked out their earlier releases, definitely check this out. So Chevalier with I almost said Destiny Calls, A Call to Arms. Yeah, just fantastic medieval themed heavy speed metal. And as I said, fucking traditional heavy speed metal, this genre is just fucking killing it this year. It really is. Last but certainly not least, we go to Two Mold with Planetary Clairvoyance. Yep, I'm sure you've already heard so many fucking people talking about this record. Well, guess what? I'm joining the bandwagon, and I don't fucking care. The reason why you're hearing so many people talk about this so much is because it's fucking good. So Two Mold released their third full length just barely a year after putting out the fucking amazing Manner of Infinite Forms last year, which just took the metal world by storm. I remember, just like mine, that album made so many year-end lists, and Planetary Clairvoyance is without a doubt going to do the same thing. Once again, they just deliver on, they're just fucking on it once again. There's not a single mediocre or, boring song on here. Just front to back, it's just packed full of great riffs. Love the vocals. They definitely are still wearing their Finnish death metal influences on their sleeves, especially, I think the biggest comparison would be Convulse. especially the World Without God record. I hear Convulse all over this band, but of course there's a number of other death metal bands that you'll hear within Tomb Mold, and they've still got, you know, they got that modern dissonance sound to it. And another new thing, or one new thing that they did was there's a lot more complexity in this compared to past Tomb Mold albums. I'm not going to say it's like straight up technical, because it's definitely not, so don't let that scare you off, but if you just really listen to the guitar work, it's a lot more angular, and there's just, you know, there's some almost kind of progressive elements within the guitar work going on here. Like I said, just more complexity for sure within the riffs, you know, within the solos and whatnot. Great production too. The production is a bit different than Manner of Infinite Forms, but yeah, fantastic. I fucking love this album cover. I think this might be my favorite album cover of theirs yet. It's definitely, if the album cover wasn't already obvious enough, it's definitely got like a sci-fi horror kind of theme to it. Almost kind of looks like something you'd see in like Aliens. At least that's what it looks like to me. But, yeah. Is there anything else I can really say that hasn't already been said? No, probably not. Tomb Mold, Planetary Clairvoyance. If you are a fan of death metal or extreme metal to any capacity, go fucking listen to this. Go pick it up. Go see these guys live. I haven't seen these guys live yet. I really want to. Fucking support Tomb Mold. They're fucking amazing. They're one of the best metal bands going today, without a doubt. Tomb Mold, Planetary Clairvoyance. Amazing shit. Yeah, don't have much else to say. So yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this CD collection update. I really hope you enjoyed it. As always, thank you for continuing to like the videos, comment, subscribe, all that cool shit. I very much appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video. So you guys have a good one. See you later.